Hit it. Oh, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today we got a hot item to talk about, and this comes straight off the presses. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, please consider donating a cup of coffee, because seriously, guys, for a price of a cup of coffee, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories and more topics like this to talk about. Also, guys, I do accept Bitcoin donations. I'm also on Patreon if you guys want to sponsor this podcast show. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, please hit that like, subscribe. Please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. And before we literally get this show on the road, guys, if you guys love this episode or any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today. Woo! Okay, guys, we got a hot off-the-presses article. This comes from Epcot Times, two of them comes from Gateway Pundit, and this one from my home state is thepatch.com, okay? And sorry about the throat, guys. But, like I said, man, the topic today we're going to talk about is the coronavirus vaccine passport. It's a fucking bad idea. And quite frankly, it is, man. It's like saying like this. You have to have the vaccine in order to live a normal society. So basically, the Democrats are going to create a caste system like they have in India. That's fucked up, man. That to me is fucked up right then and there, guys, man. One thing also, guys, and I want to say this out loud and out in the front, that this coronavirus vaccine passport clearly violates HIPAA laws and violates the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. I don't know what Democrat, leftist, liberal, or someone in the illegitimate administration is coming up with this shit, but clearly it violates so many laws right off the top that it's not even that hard to fathom. I mean, seriously? I'll read this article from Epcot Times. Biden administration responds to reports on development of a vaccine passport. Yeah. No way, dude. I don't believe that. You know why? I look at it like this, guys. A vaccine passport? Are you joking? Are you serious? I mean, this is like akin to what most communist countries have, where you have to show papers in order to travel from town to town, city to city, or state to state. And if you don't have that right passport, you're blocked from traveling. Are we going to get to that? Are we going to get to that? Because it's the same article from Gateway Pundit. Biden administration working to launch a vaccine passport so Americans can prove they've been inoculated to return to normalcy. This is akin to communism. I don't know who in their fucking right mind think this is a hot idea. This is like communism in a nutshell. This is like what Nazi Germany in World War II was like, where you had to show your papers in order to travel from one part to the other. This is a bad idea to begin with, and whoever thought this was a hot idea should have their damn heads examined. Clearly, guys, clearly. I'm telling you right now, up front, I will not take the vaccine. Period. I will not. The reason why I will not take the vaccine is because I have two rare diseases, such as Kallmann syndrome and vitiligo. Because of those two rare diseases, I will flatly refuse the vaccine because there are so many unknowns to what it can do to me. Okay? The flu shots you get yearly, it's been proven, it's been studied, it's been tested. Okay? With this coronavirus vaccine that's out there right now, there's so many unknowns that right now the people who are taking it are the first human trials of it. So we're basically going to sit there and find out what's going to happen to these people. Are they going to survive it, or are they going to develop complications down the road? This is and then for the illegitimate administration to come up with a vaccine passport, I'd have to sit there and go say like this: are you freaking out of your mind? This is akin to communism. Pretty soon we're gonna create a caste system where the vaccinated get to travel, get to do everything normally, while the unvaccinated are locked in their rooms, locked in their hometowns or states, can't even travel anywhere. Oh, is this what Democrats, leftists, liberals, and far left people envision? Because if this is what they envision, I want off this ride immediately. I want off this ride because I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to deal with it. And then you also on Gateway Pundit, Florida Governor like Ron DeSantis, he's already taking executive action against the vaccine passport. And then today he said he will take executive action against the vaccine passport. The Biden administration is now working to launch a vaccine passport so Americans can prove they've been inoculated. So he said like this, quote, "You want the fox to guard the hen house? Give me a break. We're not going to have you provide proof of this just to be able to live your life," DeSantis says. Thank you, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. You are the voice of reason here, guys. The Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is the voice of reason, the voice of common sense here. Okay? He essentially is saying that you want people to show proof that they've been vaccinated in order to return to normalcy. This is why, guys, Florida has no mask mandates. Florida doesn't mandate you wearing a mask in public or in business. He lets the businesses decide the rules. He lets the free markets decide. He lets basically hospitals decide. If you go to the hospital, yes, you have to wear a mask. If you go to a certain business that still wants you to wear a mask, so be it. You know? But in society, he doesn't mandate it. And especially in his state. And this is why, guys, I have to hand it to Ron DeSantis. I have to hand it to him. And I believe Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is on a path to becoming the next president of the United States or the next congressman or the next senator. He's going to be the next Ted Cruz or Lindsey Graham in the making, guys. But like I said, back to the article. I just think like this. A vaccine passport is a bad idea. It's basically like this. It's going to create a caste system of the haves and have-nots. You're going to have people who have the ability to have a passport on their smartphone and say, oh yeah, I have this, I've been vaccinated, and I can travel. But the people who can't afford smartphones or have the cheap ones or don't even know how to use it, you're going to limit them to what they can and cannot do. So basically, it's like this. The Democrats are basically are wanting to create a system that blatantly discriminates against people. And this, to me, is a front to what this country's all about, what this stands for, and what it means. It's basically a farce. And to do what China does, this is what Democrats are doing. They're copying the playbook of what China is doing, and they're going to try to bring that here to the United States. Why do you think, guys, that vaccine passport, where do you think that vaccine passport idea came from? Let's see. China. China has something similar like that. They have like what they call a social credit system, where if you do good, you get points and you get to do more. But if you do bad, it knocks down your score ranking and you don't get to do stuff. I see where the Democrats get their ideas from. The Chinese who've been funneling money to them to help destroy America from within. So this is why, guys, I'm dead set against the vaccine passport. I'm dead set. And I'm dead set on grounds that, yes, it violates HIPAA laws. HIPAA laws are very clear, okay? And for the illegitimate administration to come up with this idea, HIPAA should have just crashed in like the Kool-Aid guy and say, oh yeah, real quick and go, oh yeah, bad idea. But the reality is, guys, we just have idiot Democrats running this country. We literally do, guys. And this is why the idea of a vaccine passport, just to show that, oh, you got vaccinated so you can do this and this and this. That smells discrimination. That smells caste system. That smells violation of the HIPAA laws and the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, guys. That clearly does. And I don't know, guys. I don't know about you, and I don't know about my listeners. Do you all want to be subjected to the vaccine passport? Be required to carry one on your phone or on your card to show that you have the papers to travel? That amounts to restricting freedom of movement. That amounts to tyranny. That amounts to communism. I mean, how many of my listeners can see through this? It's nothing more. It's nothing more than totalitarian communism. And it's basically saying like this, oh, show your papers, please, before you're allowed to travel. Can you imagine Can you imagine a day if they ever implement this shit that there would be checkpoints at the border of your hometown, of your state, or at the airport, the port of entry, or at the say the marine terminal that says, please let me see your papers, please. Let me see your vaccine passport before I let you in. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the gridlock at the state lines where people would have to stop at a checkpoint and show proof that they've been vaccinated before they're allowed to enter or before they're allowed to leave? That's insane. That's messed up, man. And I know my listeners can see right through this bullshit. That's messed up. That's effed up, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you call it, man. Because look at it this way, guys. No person in their right mind would want to have a vaccine passport. Most likely leftist liberals and Democrats, because they probably listen to what the legacy media tells them, okay? But every normal, sane, freedom-loving American would probably be what Ron DeSantis says, screw this. We just want to be normal. We just want to live normalcy. And I go like this. And if this ever becomes a thought in Connecticut that they want to do a vaccine passport, I swear on my mother's soul, I will run for office for the express purposes of making sure Democrats don't destroy the state of Connecticut and making sure Connecticut turns red. Because you know why? I wouldn't want this shit, and certainly not the voters and taxpayers, And here's a thought that just popped in my head. How are they going to implement this vaccine passport? How are they going to help the low-income people or the people who aren't educated in using smartphones or apps? How are they going to educate them that? That's what I want to know. How are they going to show them how to use a so-called vaccine passport? Because it's going to create a digital divide. We already have a digital divide as it is, guys. This vaccine passport is going to magnify this digital divide even further, guys. Have they thought this through? Have they really, really put the effort into this so-called vaccine passport? Have they looked at the laws, the legalities of this? Because I ain't no lawyer here, but I'll just say this, that the idea of having a vaccine passport doesn't even pass the courtroom. It would probably be shot down in less than 5 seconds. If a judge saw that in his or her bench, he or she would probably throw the law right out the window and say, nope, you ain't doing this. Oh, hell no. But this is why, guys, this is why stuff like this, people need to be on guard for. Because if this is what they're looking at coming up with, people should be fighting tooth and nail. Because the way I look at it, guys, a vaccine passport is a horrific idea. It conjures up communist countries. It conjures up World War II Germany, where the Germans who lived there during World War II had to show papers that they were affiliated with a certain political party or affiliated with the German army, the German Navy, the German Air Force to be able to travel. Are we gonna get to that point there? Because if this is what leftist Democrats and Dr. Fauci wants to push, then I literally want to get off this ride and go with Elon Musk to Mars and probably colonize that whole planet. I really do. But to see this in the United States of America, I literally nearly threw my dinner out the window when I saw these articles online today. And yes, guys, whatever articles I talk about will be listed in the show notes for everyone to see, guys. It will be in the show notes. But like I said, guys, this is a horrible idea to begin with. The thought of having a vaccine passport just to say that, yes, you can come into this country. Yes, you can get on an airplane. Yes, you can get on a cruise ship. That smacks communism. That smacks caste system, which I am dead set against. That literally does, guys. And I literally had to wonder what Democrat, leftist, and liberal agreed to this horseshit. I know Ron DeSantis today on Gateway Pundit said, "Oh hell no, we ain't doing this." And boy, do I have to agree with him. Hell no, we ain't doing this vaccine passport. You know, that's gonna smack in like exclusion. That's gonna say like this, that, oh, if you don't have this and this and this and this, and if you don't meet the party purity test, you don't get to do this and this and this. It's like this. If they pull this vaccine passport through, what else are they gonna pull? Think about that. If they get away with doing this, how far do you think they're gonna go with it? Are they gonna say, oh, if you don't have far left credentials, you don't get to travel? You don't get to go outside of money? You don't get to buy a house? You don't get to rent an apartment? Are they gonna pull that? Because if they're gonna pull this vaccine passport shit, how far down the rabbit hole are they willing to pull? That's a good question to ask, guys. And as every mechanic or everybody who took shop class or philosophy class, ask questions, think logically. Because you gotta think, how far down the rabbit hole are they willing to push this? Are they willing to say, like, yeah, one day we do a vaccine passport, next day we do like a political membership card that says, oh, if you don't belong or affiliate with a political leftist group, you don't get to do everything normal life is. Are they gonna go down that rabbit hole? Because I'm telling you right now, the way it looks at it, we could be looking at that down the road. Because if they pull this vaccine passport, how far down the rabbit hole are they willing to pull? And thanks for the anonymous donor for the hot chocolate. But like I said, guys, I'm dead set against the vaccine passport. I agree with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis that it's like basically having the fox guard the hen house, and the hens are trying to say to the fox, "Hey, I'd like to travel," but the foxes are saying, "Show me your papers before I let you travel." Is this where we are going? Is this where they're taking us? Because if this is where they want to take us, I will flat out refuse. I will flat out refuse the passport crap. You know, I'll walk to work. I'll even telecommute, okay? Because the fact of the matter is, guys, this is freedom suppression This is oppression. This is authoritarianism. Okay? This is basically denying people's civil rights and civil liberties. And basically, any state that implements this shit, in my opinion, should lose their federal funding, should lose their right to statehood, and reduce them to a territory. That's what I would do within seconds. I would reduce any state that decides to go with the vaccine passport crap. I would revoke their statehood and reduce them to a territory until they comply with the federal government or with the United States Constitution. Plain and simple, guys. Plain and simple. In my opinion, a vaccine passport is a freaking horrible idea. It is so horrible that it is unfathomable. It is unquestionable. And for the people to come up with this idea of a vaccine passport, you literally have to wonder, what were they thinking? What drugs or alcohol were they taking in order to come up with this crap? Because already, just reading these articles, I have to wonder, what were they thinking, man? Whoa. It's like, are they messed upside the head to come up with this? Are they willing to basically deny people their constitutional rights to go wherever they please in America? Because if this is what they want to do, I'll be glad in 4 years when we can put Trump back in the White House or put another Republican in there. I'll be glad. Because I'm telling you right now, this idea of mandating people take a vaccine and demanding that they show proof by having a vaccine passport smacks authoritarianism, smacks communism. It really does, guys. I hate to say this. It really smacks all those check boxes. It really does. And I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not. And if you want to take the vaccine, fine. You take the vaccine. And then I'll sit back and watch to see the side effects. Okay? And if you want to have a vaccine passport, you go have it, while I and the rest of the common sense, freedom-loving people will do something else. And if these people want to demand people get the vaccine, well, why don't you push it on your Democrat friends first? Why don't you push it on your leftists and your liberal friends? That way we can see if the vaccine works. If the vaccine works like you say it does, then we'll take it. But in the meantime, we'll just go with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and be more freedom loving like him. But as of right now, I go like this. If they're developing this, I hope nobody gets involved with this. And the people who come up with this vaccine passport, I hope we cancel them. I hope we cancel them in the worst way. Okay? And this is why, guys, I'm going to use the leftist cancel culture and cancel anyone who comes out with a vaccine passport. And that's what I'm calling for. And I'm calling for the cancellation of anyone who designs and implements the passport, the vaccine passport. Okay? So, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Nikki's World. And like I said, guys, there'll be more episodes like this coming up. And hope you enjoyed the show. I will see y'all soon. Good night and bye for now.